Ladies and gentlemen, hey, hi, how you doing? Welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for stopping by. I'm not gonna lie, I've been up for like all of 5 minutes because we got a brand new surprise update today. Basically, part 2 of the Season 4 Reloaded update, which includes a lot more weapon tuning, some very important weapon tuning, changes to Serpentine, and more. As we break it all down today, if you enjoy the video at any point, let me know by dropping a like on it. And if you're new to the channel, or if you're a part of the 54% of viewers who have not already subscribed, every day I got you covered with all things going on in the world of Call of Duty. Let's go ahead, let's get into the July 28th update. So first things first, what they say here. Weapon adjustments. We've seen a positive change in kill metrics since the update to snipers in Season 3. The intent was to lean into smaller maps favoring the aggressive snipers versus heavier being suited for Caldera. Our data shows that despite a smaller adoption rate of snipers, they're still being accredited with a competitive amount of kills versus the more popular class of weapons. However, we'd like to lean into the weapon to map identity harder. As such, all snipers are receiving roughly a 35% bonus to their maximum damage range. Lighter rifles with their damage range builds will now more reliably cover the typical sight lines found in Rebirth and Fortune's Keep. The goal is not to return to the fastest ADS sniper being a dominant weapon in all scenarios, so if things begin to trend that way, they're going to make the changes again. But basically, let's go over to the cleanravensoftware.com website and look at all these weapon changes. So as you guys can see, sniper rifles all getting changed a ton. The Kar 98K from Vanguard, max damage range increased. So basically, these are all the one-shot ranges. The max damage range is where it can still one-shot. So before it was only 48 meters, now it's 72. So all these one-shot ranges are being increased here. Type 99 max damage range increased by 13 meters. 3-line up to 111 meters. The Garanko up to 127. The Swiss up to 57. So not a ton there. It's still going to be very close range base, but better than before. The AX50 up to 117 meters. The Dragunov up to 55. Please stop buffing the Dragunov. We don't need this. The HDR up to 117 meters. Of course, though, obviously some of these rifles, or snipers, I should say, can one-shot at any range, like the AX50, like the HDR, the Rytec, up to 80 meters, the Pellington to 58, the ZRG to 137, the SPR only to 45 for the one shot there, the Tundra up to 61, the M82 to 92, and the Kar 98K from MW from 36 up to 49. So, I mean, it's not a huge buff to its range there for like things like the Kar, the Swiss, the SPR, which are those more aggressive rifles. We're not going to see a ton of changes there, but they're going to be slightly better than before, which is nice. They are bringing the sniper meta back a little bit, which I'm sure players are going to be very happy to see. I've seen basically non-stop comments here or over on my Twitter or wherever else saying, man, the snipers, they just murdered them. You know, they're just so bad now. There's no point in using them. Hopefully this helps out a decent amount with that. We also saw one change to the perks with Serpentine. The damage reduction is decreased to 15% now instead of 20%. We've seen a positive adoption of Serpentine in loadouts, and as such, average encounter time has crept up. We're reducing the bonus damage mitigation so that it's still a valuable perk, but it has less of an impact on average TTK. Honestly, I think it's still the go-to first perk here over Cold-Blooded, even though that counters Combat Scout, over EOD, just because explosives aren't as bad as they once were, like back on Verdansk when their RPG was meta at one point in time, right? So I still think Serpentine is going to be used probably the most out of perk 1. And then to wrap up these patch notes, keep in mind, we do have more to go over after this. We actually have some Trello updates that are super important, but for some bug fixes, they fixed an issue on Fortune's Keep so that you couldn't see the gas correctly. It was like basically transparent until you were in it, so that should be updated now. Fixed an issue that allowed players to exploit the weapon trade stations, an issue causing the deployable buy stations to remain active in the gas, an issue with the Skull Crusher that didn't let you put on the Zombies Mastery camos, an issue causing the unlock criteria to appear for the Vault vehicle skin, and then also an issue with the AI mercenaries during the cash extraction event on Fortune's Keep. So a handful of smaller bug fixes there. Now, as mentioned, we've got some very important updates on the Trello board here. First things first, in case you didn't know, we actually have a brand new double XP event going on right now. It's from the 27th, so yesterday, all the way through August 4th, but it's specifically for Rebirth of the Dead, and it's just basic double rank XP. So if you are playing that mode right now in Warzone, you'll rank up a little bit faster, but that only applies to that mode. It's not live over in Vanguard. It doesn't apply for core battle royale or anything else. It's just mode specific there. But the issues that we want to focus on here are some big ones. This first one here, some players are experiencing dev error 5476 and are unable to launch Warzone. Please pay attention to this because it will literally make or break whether or not you can play the game until they fix this. Do not use a blueprint on any Cold War or Modern Warfare weapon right now. It'll cause your game to dev error the second you change to a blueprint, and every time you launch the game, it will dev error. and dev error and dev error. So stay away from blueprints right now. Obviously, they buff things like the Kilo and the M13 and whatnot. You know, you can use them. You just use the base version. Do not put on a blueprint because it will break your game. Hopefully they fix that one ASAP, because that is a massive game breaking bug that needs to be fixed very quickly. We were trying to play last night when my buddies accidentally put on a blueprint and he couldn't play with us because his game can't launch. This does it on console, it does it on PC, so please pay attention to that note. They're also looking at a few different things on Caldera as well. The Champion of Caldera player account still is on there, but that said, because I was able to talk to Raven in a call earlier on this week, they did mention that when Champion of Caldera returns later on in the season, they are looking to up the player count. So that's really nice. They'll be back up to 150, which should be really cool, because obviously the more kills the merrier, right? But then also another big one here, players will notice an unintentional change to Caldera's lighting. If you've played Caldera since the season 4 reloaded updates, it's very bright now. We don't have like sort of the rainy and cloudy skybox. It's very bright. It's almost washed out. I'm not gonna lie, it made it kind of hard to see players. Like the world itself looks pretty because it's nice and bright and you can see the world, but certain areas are very washed out. It's like the contrast is way too high, so it makes it difficult to spot players and whatnot. I personally like the sort of cloudy skybox. I feel like that worked really well. So that was not an intentional change. They are aware of that, and hopefully that gets fixed here pretty soon as well. Also, post edit Zach here. Hey, hi, how you doing yet again? I just want to sort of reiterate here, everything on the Trello board, obviously they're looking into, but they don't give any ETAs as to when this stuff will be fixed. Of course, some a little bit more pressing than others, but whenever they do end up getting updated and resolved, you guys already know we're going to be talking about it here on the channel and keeping a close eye on the Trello board for any fixes or any new additions, so just stay tuned for that. So yeah, that is essentially everything that ended up changing with this little mini update that we got today. Also a little preview as to what Raven is looking into. Of course, these are not all the issues that they're aware of right now. They are constantly looking into all the reports on Reddit, Twitter, everywhere else, so they do see those. This is just some of the ones that they need to highlight to, you know, let us know, hey, this is a problem. We know it's a big problem, especially in the case of the dev errors here, so we're working on that. Anyway, that being said, that's gonna wrap things up for this one. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you did, let me know by dropping a like on it. Would be seriously appreciated. And if you're new to the channel, or if you have not already subscribed, every single day I got you covered with all things going on in the world of Call of Duty. News, updates, loadouts, leaks, tips, you name it, you'll find it right here, so feel free to hit that subscribe button. But once again, thank you so much for tuning in, and until next time, take it easy, have an awesome rest of your day, and I will catch you guys later. Peace out.